Photographs of Residents. This poem corresponds to Chapter 4 of Yuppies Invade My House at Dinner Time. The title of that chapter is Eggheads, Lesbians, and Punk Rockers. So they're clearly making a statement with that title. And the reason I chose photographs is because there was a letter submitted from a BNR, again, born and raised, who was complaining about images being circulated that were of Puerto Ricans. And this topic will then lend to a much later poem which discusses the race riots in Hoboken. But with this one, there is an attempt to honestly capture who lives in Hoboken, just as this chapter attempted to do. With lesbians and punk rockers, we can also, thinking about the time period, we can also draw the connection to a younger crowd. Not because only younger people can identify that way, but because these are terms being used by BNRs in a way to sort of jab at younger folks. And remember that Stevens Tech is present in Hoboken as well. So there is a reference to that age group of college kids. Egghead was actually an interesting sign-off from a resident, and that gets brought up again. So basically, she's called an egghead, and then she embraces that title when she writes into the Hoboken Reporter. But again, in general, this poem just attempts to showcase, the mezcla, the mixing of, people in a city. Okay. Photographs of Residents. Down by the willows of Stevens Tech, pups skip to classrooms, the cleansing freedom of thought into action. Down the street, willows collude a pollinated tennis match. Farther still, there's seed in the water, a plant growing broader, deepening its voice into a throaty song. Under the pretense of changing waters, swimming in the same pond and declaring sanitized waterfalls fair game for city planning. After some decades, the faces that populate portraits change, only to the effect that they show the laugh lines and frown lines of your neighbors. One might say a Polaroid of the neighborhood, as the trees sway with a light baritone voice ad hominem, creating a city in the park where anyone takes their position at the court and finds even eggheads and punk rockers know there's no umpire.